about how the process works. So the Haber-Bosch process is extremely complex, but we made this diagram just as a representation of what generally happens in the process.
So the actual Haber-Bosch process is what we see here. We have the N2, the nitrogen, and the H2, the hydrogen, from the air, and using extreme heat and extreme pressure, this process fixes those two together over a metal catalyst. This was most often iron oxide.
And so that's the silver, as you can see, and the kind of burnt box around it is supposed to represent the heat and pressure.
And this process yields ammonia.
NH3.
And with NH3, you can do a lot of different things. And one of the things you can do is add it to nitric acid in a acid-base reaction. And so when you're making ammonium nitrate, that's what you do. So you get the NH3 plus the HNO3, and you yield NH4NO3.
And so that kind of sums up the history. And now we're going to take the slide of science. Woo!
Pretty exciting.
This is actually located in the school. It's kind of like a secret corridor in Hogwarts. Oh, well, who's this? It's a boy by the name of Kyle. I mean, no one we know. And he appears to have not worn his goggles all lab. He says he's fine, but we all know. Oh no.
Oh boy.
That, folks, is why you wear goggles.
Code 1.
Code 1. It's tragic. It's tragic. Well, we're gonna go down here and it's Foxy Flynn, and he wants to teach us about ammonium nitrate in the real world. I don't see why not. Although I am a little bit disturbed how Foxy Flynn got out here. Thought he was constrained to posters.
So we're about to enter a factory for producing ammonium nitrate. It's going to be used as a fertilizer. And ammonium nitrate is not natural, therefore it has to be manufactured in a plant like we see here. And so you have the little white globules that you saw above being put into bags for use.
Yeah, so now we're going to move on, leave the factory, and see how it is effective as a fertilizer in the real world. We know that, Foxy Flynn. That fox. So here we're dragging an extra bag of fertilizer to grow corn, and this is a really critical aspect right here because without ammonium nitrate, it's very hard for nitrogen-hungry crops like corn to grow because they need fixed nitrogen in order to grow. So sure, there's plenty of nitrogen in the air, but there's not much they can do because it's not fixed, so there's no way for them to really absorb it.
So another use here for ammonium nitrate, another crop, is on fruit trees. And as you just saw there, you brought the fertilizer over, and our blossoms turn to cherries. Tasty cherries.
Yep, and so again, fixed nitrogen is important, which is why it's so effective as fertilizer. Now, this little blurb may seem, I don't know, dramatic. Ammonium nitrate, 40% of the world's population. But really, without ammonium nitrate used in fertilizer, it'd be very hard to grow crops. I mean, corn and wheat are two huge crops just in the U.S. alone, and so really, ammonium nitrate plays a huge part in our world every day, and that's why it's so important. But it has other uses just besides, agriculture. Whoa! Foxy Flynn, what are you doing down here? Oh, it's not just for plant nutrition. Well, let's learn a little about it. So we got like some sort of diamond or ruby shaft, perhaps. A mine. And so this is interesting because a lot of people assume, TNT, that's used for mining, that's used for explosives. Well, ammonium nitrate, believe it or not, is more desirable because its stability and therefore the control that it gives the people who are doing the detonations underground.
So dynamite is it's not what it used to be, and so like I said, now ammonium nitrate is used for construction purposes, industrial construction, as well as mining. Anytime you need an explosive, ammonium nitrate is often what you call.
Not Ghostbusters. So I think we're gonna get ready here to blow this up. Right now. There you go. That's a nice little explosion there. And so it's important that we. Oh, what's this? A giant ruby. So this ruby kind of acts as a representation of the wealth in ammonium nitrate. It's very important. This ruby is my friend because ammonium nitrate is my friend. And yes, Foxy Flynn, ammonium nitrate is the most important compound in the world. Because let's face it, it feeds our people, and it allows us to gather resources deep in the earth.
And it makes us rich.
Makes us rich. That's how we afforded this giant sign.
These three things are really just why ammonium nitrate is the most important compound.
So, well, I'm Eric Peterson.
I'm Alex Bone.
And thank you for watching. Good night.